Hello and welcome back to How to Learn a Language. Today we are on episode 4 of our series celebrating the launch of the Speak 28 by 28 challenge. And in this episode, we're talking about why the challenge actually works, because I know it can be tricky knowing what is worth your time when perhaps past attempts haven't stuck. So before we get started, I just want to remind you the link to join is lindsaydoeslanguages.com/speak. And let's get into it. So you may have heard me say this before, but it is very core to everything that I create, everything that I share in my own life, like not just languages, like all the things I'm thinking about. I'm thinking, right, how can I make it these things? And those 3 things are flexible, fun, and functional. So that's why the challenge, the Speak 28 by 28 challenge, will work this time round, because it has been designed to be these 3 things. And when things are these 3 things, flexible, fun, and functional, it's just so much easier. Everything just flows because there's no friction. We talked about that in the last episode. It's just so much better. And I know that when you've tried things in the past, maybe if you think about that now and you kind of do a bit of a mental audit in your head, you might think, okay, well, that last challenge that I was in and I didn't stick it out, what was different? Was it flexible? Was it fun? Was it functional? If not, why not? And then you can question for yourself, okay, I can see now what the problem was. So you know going forward how to adjust and how to make those changes. So how then? How is the challenge flexible, fun, and functional? Well, it is flexible because this time round, this is not a live challenge. In the future, there'll probably be times when I run this live. And if you join now, you will get access to those. But this time is not live. And that obviously the biggest flexibility. Also, you get lifetime access, right? So, you're not restricted to exactly the 28 days. Full flexibility. You have access to the daily video lessons and the daily prompts forever when you join. Flexible. Tick. Done. It's fun because this isn't about this. I feel like there's a big kind of stigma sometimes with languages that they have to be this. These are the last two, right? Fun and functional. Like if things are functional, they're not fun, and the things that are fun are not functional. But I don't know why we can't have both, right? Why not both? ¿Por qué no los dos? So it's fun because I've really wanted to make sure when I created this that these speaking prompts aren't your average speaking prompts, that it is suitable for any level, any language. It allows you a bit of space then to be creative with how you respond, right? This isn't like day one. Okay, write a short introduction of yourself. Hello, my name is, I live in, I like chocolate and I don't like football. Like, that's boring. That is not fun. And that is not useful for any level, right? So the prompts are just so much better than that because you deserve better than that. You don't deserve the same old generic stuff that you've had to do time and time again. So it is fun. And it is functional. Why? Because it is holistic. And that's a word I always need to feel like I need to caveat because it sort of sounds kind of wishy-washy and woo-woo. But it is holistic in the sense that this is a full picture that we're dealing with. I recognize that, yes, vocab, grammar, listening, all of that stuff is relevant to you speaking better. But I also recognize that a lot of the time, that stuff gets the coverage. But there's other stuff that does not get the attention. So mindset, the motivation, thinking about balance, all of that stuff, that side of things, we bring it in as well in the challenge. And like I say, in everything that I create and share with you. So that's why this is functional, because this is the fuller picture. So maybe when you think back to a challenge that you've done before and you ask yourself, is it flexible, fun? Is it functional? And you kind of realize, well, it wasn't really functional. It didn't work because it was just focused too much on one thing, on vocab or on grammar or on, speaking. And it didn't allow for any personalization, any thought that actually I'm a human with other things going on in my life. Some things are kind of a bit intense, and maybe that will help you realize, like, okay, You know what? That was the reason. That's why it didn't work, because it was so intense. It was so full on with that one thing, and it didn't allow any space for me as a human. So there we go. That's why this is going to be different this time around. Flexible, fun, and functional. And if that sounds good to you, if that sounds like something you're after, I cannot wait. You get inside the challenge, daily video lessons, daily speaking prompts, plus optional progress tracking. So you can be keeping track of everything. There's a chance to submit your daily prompt responses as part of that tracking, and a weekly check-in as well. So again, with the mindset and motivation, it's not just about, doing the thing, tick, I've done the prompt. Every single week, you have a chance to really think about how did it feel this week? How do I feel? Am I feeling more confident? Am I feeling kind of the same? Has something changed? So a real chance to check in with that side of things as well. 1 month from now, you will be speaking fearlessly and intuitively and confidently, whatever level you're at. So if you want to get started today, you can join right now, lindsaydoeslanguages.com/speak. I would love to work together with you in the challenge. If you have any questions, you can email me, lindsay@doeslanguages.com. And I'll be back again tomorrow with the next episode. All right, I'll speak to you then. Bye.